G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Flashlight Crazy. Today I'm reviewing the 511 Rapid PL1AA. This is a fantastic little EDC light, very tough, very solid, very reliable, and works on several different batteries. So let's check it out. Alrighty, so very simple packaging. One of those packagings that you've got to kind of destroy to get the light out of, which is not bad because you don't really need the packaging afterwards. I've only really got the packaging here just to show you what it comes in. So I don't know, so I call these 511, but I don't know if they're called 511 or if they're called 5.11. I just call them the 511. So I'm assuming that's what they're called. But so this is the Rapid PL1AA, okay? It does take multiple AA sized batteries, which I'll go through shortly, but just wanted to show you quickly what's on the box here or the packaging. So we've got 190 lumen max, 3 mode setting, an hour and 16 runtime. So that'd be the max runtime, 1 meter drop test and 70 meters throw, right? Maximum throw. So that's all there. Up here is IP68 water and dust resistance, which is really good. So it's a solid bloody light. Now, you will get your user manual. It's very, 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 very simple, guys. This light doesn't need too much learning, really. It's got 3 modes, high, low, and strobe. And I'll show you how to get into each of them. But if you want to have a read of the user manual, it is there for you to read, but there's not much to know. This review is going to cover it all. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to show you what battery I currently run this in, because this is actually a regular light that I use, that I leave in the car. It's regular for me. So I currently have an Energizer Ultimate single-use lithium battery, okay? So I like these batteries instead of the alkaline batteries because these batteries, I don't think they leak. I could be wrong, but I don't think they leak like some of the alkaline batteries do. In fact, I was talking to somebody who actually makes lights, and they could be wrong, but they said to me that the Energizer Ultimate Lithiums are what they use in their lights, in their AA lights, because you can leave it in there for as long as you need. It's never going to leak, and every time you pick the light up and use it, it's ready to go. Whereas with an alkaline AA battery, if you don't use it, the gases build up in the alkaline, in the battery, and then they can leak and they destroy your driver. The light's ruined, and I'm sure plenty of people watching right now have had an experience where an alkaline battery has destroyed their light. So for that reason, I don't use alkalines in there. It is good. I do always keep an alkaline battery in my car just in case this runs out and I need it. But apart from that, I don't leave alkaline batteries in my torches. But the cool thing is, this can also take lithium ion 14500s, which is going to increase the output to that 190 lumens. So with this here, I don't think this is at the full 190 lumens. With a 14500, you do get the full 190 lumens. However, this is plenty bright. You know, when it's pitch black, this is plenty bright with the highest output. So I'm going to go over some of the things I really like about this light, and then I'm going to go over some of the things that I don't like about this light. But I just want you to know right off the cuff, I use this light regularly. It is a really great knockaround light to have. So first off, it's got a smooth reflector. I don't know what emitter that is down there. I think it'd probably be some kind of Cree emitter, but it is a really nice emitter. It's got a really nice tint on it, I think. Just for everyday use, you know, it doesn't have great CRI, so I don't care too much about that with this light, but it's got a nice hot spot. It's got a nice even spill, even bleeding or corona around the hot spot, and then it's got a really nice spill, and the spill is actually quite a nice color. It's got kind of like a purple tint to it, and I think that could be from the coating, the anti-reflective coating on the lens. So it's got these cutouts on the bezel there, so that if you leave the light down on the ground, you can actually see that it's still on, so you've messed up and you've got to turn it off. It's got a dual pocket clip, and if you can see here, that pocket clip wraps all the way around that light, so that is solidly clipped on. This is a really solid clip. The dual pocket clip just means that you can notch it onto your hat if you need to notch it onto your hat, which is really cool. Now, the grip is interesting because it's very smooth, but then it's got these areas that are like little teeth. And you might think that that's uncomfortable, but I promise you it's not. It's really not uncomfortable. This is a very comfortable light to hold. At the tail cap, it's got a lot of grip here so that you can grip that and undo it, which is very, very easy. So if that was smooth, it would be hard to undo because it does tighten up nice and tight, hence that IP68 water and dust resistance. And the tail cap has protective areas on either side. Now, unfortunately, that does not mean that this light can tail stand, okay? So it cannot tail stand. I feel like that might be a little bit of a missed opportunity. If they just raised these a little bit more, it would tail stand. But it is kind of a protector for the clicky. Now, speaking of the clicky, it is a forward clicky, meaning you can momentary and let go. But the clicky is not very sensitive, meaning when I click it on, if you notice, there was a bit of a delay. Only a slight delay, but a bit of a delay. Now, the lack of sensitivity of the clicky is actually what annoys me about trying to cycle through the modes. Because as I said, it's a 3-mode light. So every time you click it on, it comes on in the highest output, right? But then if you half click and then click again, it comes on in the lower output. So that's low, right? And then if you half click, and then click, it comes on in strobe. But you've got to be really careful with how you do that and very intentional with how you do that. So if I'm in a rush and I need strobe, let's say, and I'm like, oh crap, it doesn't work. Still didn't work. Didn't work. 1, 2, click. See that? So you've got to like almost be slow and calculated about it, you know? So let's get into low mode. So it's on high now. So let's get into low. So 1, click, low. Whereas let's try and do it fast. Okay, so I clicked it on and off. So actually let's try that. Let's try on and actually fully clicking it in. So on, off. Okay, so that works. So let's try strobe. On, off, off. Yep, okay. So if you fully click it in, then that's fine. So I would recommend fully clicking it in, and then you'll get to your modes easier than trying to half press and then that, because you've got to do it a lot slower. So at least you know that you can fully click it in. So fully click it in, on, off. Oh, that didn't work. Fully click it in, on, off, low. And then reset. Fully click it in, off. Yep, strobe. Okay. So that's the best way to go about it. It's kind of annoying when, you know, you have other lights that you can just go like half press, half press, click, and it comes on straight away. Like the stream light that I've got, that has a much more sensitive tail cap, but or switch. But anyway, nonetheless, this is a great light. But that's my only gripe with it, is that the clicky is not very sensitive. Now, let's check how light this is, because this has a battery in it, and honestly, this is just disappears in your pocket. It would be very comfortable to notch on your hat if you needed to go hands-free as well. 64 grams. So 64 grams with a battery is not too bad at all. And the height of it is, let's go about 11 centimeters tall, which is really not too bad at all. But what I love about this light is the slender profile of it. Very, very slender, very, very nice. In fact, the most slender 14500 light that I have is an Okluma DC0. And check that out, man. It is almost the size and the width of an Okluma DC0. So in terms of your production lights, this is a very nice, slender little light that is simple in its operation. Every time you click it on, comes on in high. It's got a great beam profile, great output, and I love the battery options, 14500 or AA, which is either lithium primary AA or your alkaline AAs. But again, just be careful with alkalines. If you're not using it regularly, there is a chance that it'll leak, and if it leaks, it'll destroy your light. All right, let's go out to night shots, see how this goes at nighttime, and then we'll come back for some final thoughts and prices. See you in a sec. All right, the 511. So look, it's a friggin' brilliant EDC light, man. I mean, it throws decently. It's got a great mixed beam, if you can see that. Lots of light bleeding out into the spill. Very, very useful. 14500 and AA compatible. It's just fantastic, you know? It's a great light. I really, really like it. It's not trying to be anything other than what it is, which is a perfect slim line EDC light with dual fuel capacity, very tough, very strong, and just gives you a great mixed beam. Can be a backup light, can be a primary light, just a beautiful beam there. All right, 511, boom, boom, see ya. All right, so I don't really need to go through the pros and cons. I went through that in the video. The one con I have is the switch sensitivity, that's all. But as we worked out, if you fully click on and then click off, that is a good way to cycle through the high-low strobe. And that's the order, high-low strobe, that's the order. Now, there's heaps of pros about this light. Like I said, the slender profile of it, the fact that it slips right over your, I didn't actually mention that, but because the pocket clip lands on, there it is, lands on the smooth area of the light, it's very, very nice to slip in and out of a pocket. Very, very nice. And of course, the dual facing pocket clip means that you can notch it onto your hat to go hands-free if you've got a hat. I often wear a cap. I just like caps. So for that reason, I love lights that offer this dual way clip, especially lightweight lights as well. You know, you don't want something that's like heavy that's gonna, you know, put your cap down, but especially if you like nod at someone and all of a sudden your cap falls off because you got a friggin' 200-gram torch on your hat. But 60 grams or 68 grams or something like that, 64 grams actually from memory, it's fine. That'll be perfect on your hat. So all in all, really love this light. I'm gonna link this down below. LE Gear is where you can get it from. Also, you might be able to get it from tacticalstore.com.au. Wherever you can get it, I will link it in Australia. And if you're abroad, just type in 511 Rapid PL1AA and you will be able to get it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.